Hello everybody, this is Paolo with Dreamlight Images or the People's Tech channel today here in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. I hope everybody is doing great. So, we are all stuck here at home with running our business because of these lockdowns, and actually here in Charleston we're reopening, starting really this week, so not too bad, but I know that there are several other states where the situation is worse. People in California, for example, they're still forced at home or running their business at distance with video conferencing. Video meetings are the norm now. Look at this, something that was seen as weird, maybe even dorky, if you were a professional before the lockdowns and you were saying, well, why don't we do a Zoom call? Some people were looking at that as kind of strange, they would prefer to call using the phone and that kind of stuff. Well, now all that is gone. Now video meetings are normal. So first of all, thank you very much for being here, whether you are watching this with a live stream or in the rerun. That's great. I hope these tips will be helpful for you. So now there's been a shift, a big shift, because even when we will go back to normal, and we will get back to normal, no doubt about it, okay? Even when we'll get back to normal, people will act on video calls in a different way. There's been a shift, and the shift is staying with us. And it is a good thing, because in business, we can use as much optimization as we can. If you are a solopreneur, then video meetings can help save you a bundle. For example, I often interview new makeup artists for my photography business. And sometimes, because of the schedule, it's not easy to meet person to person. This was before the lockdowns. So even at that time, I was suggesting to use Zoom meetings or FaceTime meetings or all that kind of stuff. Messenger, Skype, whatever you're using. We all have access to those tools. Most of them are free. Zoom is free, Skype is free, Messenger, WhatsApp are free, Skype, did I mention Skype already? Anyway, people have access. The point is, people have access to these tools. There is no price barrier in there, but there was a mental barrier, because if people were not familiar with that, then it was seen as kind of, I don't want to get through the technical issues. No, now it's over. All that barrier is being completely dismantled. Okay, great. So now we have this stuff. We have this new tool, and we can use it. Many people will want to use it. Also, if you are a business coach, for example, this acceptance of teleconferencing, of telemeeting, of video meetings opens up your territory. Now you can do it beyond your local territory, beyond your national territory. I mean, all this stuff is great, but every week when I go to to a series of meetings that I attend, I see a few different issues, and there is no reason for those issues to happen. But I understand people are getting up and running now, and most people they're not. There is this interesting thing. There are people who, most of us have what is called selective blindness. So it is when you're focusing so much on something that you fail to see other things happening. You're focusing so much on somebody's face when you're taking their picture that you don't see the plant that is sprouting from behind their head. And that happens to everybody, happens to the best of us, happens to professional photographers. But when we are doing teleconferencing, video meetings, whatever you want to call them, we need to be mindful of how we look. Because if we are doing this professionally, then you cannot look like an amateur. Amateur hour is done, is over. Now it's time to step on the accelerator and start thinking like a pro, because the way you're presenting yourself determines the impression you're making. And I know that there are a lot of people who are saying, hey, don't worry about making it perfect. Just create your content and release it. Don't worry about how it looks. No, please don't listen to that. Please don't listen to that. Because I'm telling you one thing, and this should just give you the measure of how important it is to make a great impression. There is a whole side of business that a lot of people are not aware of. There is the gaming community. People playing video games on a computer. That community is experiencing a phenomenon in live streaming on platforms like Twitch and YouTube. There is also Mixer by Microsoft. Those are platforms where literally billions of dollars run. Billions with a B. And this is about video gaming. And there are a lot of streamers on YouTube that are making millions a year with their channel. And one thing that they do, yes, they have excellent content. No questioning that part of the business. Content is king. No argument there. But the professionals, the real earners, they care for their image, their sound to incredible levels. The quality of their image is absolutely fundamental. And you're not less than that. You're not less than that, okay? You deserve to have excellent image. Now, that doesn't happen overnight. But we will make sure that we stay mindful and we look at what's happening in the frame, so that if something is not perfect today, we make a mental note and say, okay, you know what? I don't need to fix it today, but I'm going to work on it. And so today I want to outline a couple of different things that can help you improve your image in your next video meeting. So that if you're going to I don't know, for example, I attend BNI, part of BNI. So every week now we're running our meeting virtually. But there are other networking events, there are other connection events, there are other business situations where you're going to meet with a group of people, or one person, another person, through Zoom, through GoToMeeting, through Skype, and so on. So, first of all, I know that there is this joke that is running about, oh yeah, from the waist up you're looking fine, then you might be wearing pajamas or no pants at all. Please don't do that. Please make sure that you are dressed for the part. I know that is not visible, and you could be with your pajama bottoms, but there is a big issue there, and it's all happening here. It shows. I'm sorry, but it does. It doesn't show, but it shows in your looks. It's just body language. It's just or I've seen other people being very, very casual. I understand that you are running a video meeting from home. All of a sudden, your home is your office as well. Well, it is an office, so treat it like that. Dress for the part. Whatever you're wearing when you are meeting people professionally outside, do it when you're running a video meeting. The same thing, absolutely. How do you present yourself is important for the other people. It's a sign of respect, but it's a sign of professionalism, and it's something that translates right here. Even if you are very comfortable with a casual look, If the casual look is how you present yourself professionally, so be it. But don't be any different just because you're doing a video meeting at home. So present your best self. That's how I would summarize it. Present your best self. Second thing, get rid of the virtual background, okay? Enough of that silliness already. It looks like crap. It looks terrible. It doesn't matter how, whatever you have, it looks terrible. Your figure gets all eroded and you have the hair that is floating because the software at any time is trying to find the edges of your hair, of your head, of your body in general, and it fails continuously. The technology is not there. It's not there. It's poor. It's terrible. And then you have, the background that is not matching at all. The background and the foreground have to match. Okay, to look good, the light is hitting you should be the same type of light that is seen in the background. So don't do that. Okay, I know a lot of people say, well, I like to put my logo. See what I'm doing here? This is the way of doing it. Not with a virtual background. It looks cheesy. It looks terrible. Stay out of it, please. I mean, it's your choice. I'm just saying, for your own good, stay out of it. Don't avoid it. There is some technology that is in the works by NVIDIA, but it is with completely different software. They're doing amazing stuff. It's still in beta. Zoom doesn't have it. No other people have it. Even if you had a perfectly lit, professional grade green screen, I don't think the Zoom would work with that. Okay, so just to do your best job at creating a good, pleasant background. And how you do that? Well, you might notice that my background is darker than my figure. Well, that's the way you do it. The background should be distinct from you. So, for example, big, bright lights in the background, not a good idea. I have a blue light, you see that? And it is darker than my face. Or it's a completely different tone. If you have a window in the back, it's going to be a problem because the camera, especially if you're using a webcam, if you're not using a professional or a prosumer camera where you have manual controls, then your camera will do the job for you. It will expose the frame for you and it will do automatically, which is generally a bad thing, but I understand. A lot of people use webcams, they don't know otherwise, that's fine. So what you do, you work for the camera, you think ahead, not also hold on a second. Okay, there might be some buffering, but it's okay. So when you have a bright source of light behind you and your face is in darkness, then that becomes a challenge. The camera doesn't know how to expose you appropriately. So don't do that. Their background should be always a little darker, possibly, than you. All right. So last thing is this. Sound. How you sound is absolutely vital. And here there are many, many problems because most people, for example, that I see in business meetings via Zoom or GoToMeeting, they use a laptop. Now, there are some issues with the laptop, not that I'm not criticizing the laptop. These are objective issues. So, for example, I see often people sitting relaxed back with a laptop probably a few feet or few meters away from them. So there are a couple of problems there. First of all, the image's quality is going to suffer and there's going to be too much of the background visible. Generally, if you're doing a video meeting, you should be prominently in the frame, like I am now. Okay, so this is about the right ratio. Even could be a little more. But so if you're sitting away from the laptop, this is what happens. You have a laptop that has a built-in camera, has built-in speakers, and a built-in microphone. And that microphone, it's a piece of crap. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what brand. You might have the best, latest MacBook Pro. It's still a piece of crap. Because it's a teeny tiny microphone and it is way away from you. Now, if you were using a a better mic, something like this, okay, you would sound 100 times better, 1,000 times better. Because when the microphone is away from you, even a professional mic, if I had this microphone 6 feet away from me, or more, 6, 7, 8 feet away from me, it would sound terrible. It would sound like all tinny, all mechanical, really horrible. Well, you need to have the microphone close to you, but also have a good microphone. Something like this is very simple to use. I have the link here in the description, and this is called the Blue Yeti mic. Now, Blue is the name of the company, which has been actually bought by Logitech, if I remember well. So Blue is the name of the brand. Yeti is the name of the microphone. And this is a USB mic, which means that you just connect it to your laptop and it immediately starts working. There is no power to connect to it. There is nothing else. You just run a USB cable, you connect it. There are no, for what I know, for what I remember, there are no drivers to install. Everything works directly like that, both on Mac and on Windows. So you get a microphone like this, the arm support and the mount for it, and you have a very, very professionally sounding situation, video meeting. It works seamlessly in any video conferencing software, and you can have it separate from your laptop. So your laptop can be away from you, and your microphone can be close to your mouth. It doesn't matter if it's in the frame or not. I prefer to have it out of the frame, but there are many streamers who use it in the frame, and that's perfectly fine. Your own preference is perfectly fine. But the sound is interesting because there have been studies that show that when the sound is poor, the video looks fuzzy. It's perceived as fuzzy. Sound is of primary importance. So I would suggest to purchase one of these mics as soon as possible, get the situation running. You could use the mic on a table, and the mic comes with a beautiful, very sturdy support. Now, there are some issues with that, though, because whenever you put a mic, any mic, on a table, if you start typing something on the keyboard, it will be boom, 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 audible in the microphone because the vibrations will be picked up by the base of the mic. Even if the base is isolated as much as possible, there is no way of isolating that completely. You probably noticed that on radio, when you see the behind the scenes of a radio program, all the people who are talking on the radio, they have these suspended mics. The same thing I have here. So there is a support here. You can see it's this base here, and this base is isolating the microphone from all vibrations because it is suspended by rubber bands, basically. Okay, and so this is isolating the mic from a direct connection with the table, even though this arm here is clamped to my table, to my desk. And so you have the mic, the shock mount, and the arm. And then you can position them as you want. This other thing, you see this black thing is my pop filter. Not strictly necessary, suggested, but one thing at a time. If you replace your crappy internal mic on a laptop with this, you're going to have such a big improvement, and the level of professionalism that you'll experience, the people will experience with you, will be much, much higher. Now, I provide 2 links for the Yeti mic. There is the standard Yeti and the Yeti Nano, which is a smaller version. It costs about $30 less, but you decide which one you prefer. They're both exceptional, but I strongly suggest that you improve your video meeting today with a USB mic of quality. This microphone not only is a good mic, but it has its own preamplifier built in. The preamplifier is such a vital part of the signal, of the microphone signal, and the built-in preamplifier on any audio card in any PC is just very, very poor. So you're experiencing a better mic. And look, if creating a quality mic was possible by making it this small, then a company like Yeti would not need to make something this big. Okay, so a company like Blue, no Yeti. I mean, the first one said the company is Blue, the microphone is called Yeti, and a little lesson in branding right there. Okay, so if it was possible to make the microphone that small, they would make it smaller. You can make it a little smaller. There is the Nano, but after a certain point, all those components need to have a certain space. You can't cheat physics, okay? You cannot do that. So a microphone like this costs about $130. It's a modest investment. If you are a professional doing professional video meetings, absolutely, this is vital. You will use it over and over again. I suggested to several companies. My wife's company, they're doing a lot of teleconferencing. They thanked me after they experienced the microphone. They couldn't believe how much better it was just to put it on the desk, middle of a desk, and having multiple people even talking with that microphone. It was such an improvement compared to the built-in microphone. Even if you're using the microphone, the laptop close to you, those microphones are not really good. You deserve better. You deserve to sound in the right way. This is a small investment, modest investment. I would suggest do it, and it's so easy to use. You just plug it in, it goes straight into the USB port of your computer, and you're done. All right, so to recap, now we had three different tips. So first of all, care for your appearance, make sure that everything is looking good around you. Avoid using virtual backgrounds that are cheesy and they never work, and improve on your sound by using a good professional mic. I hope this was useful. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Paolo with Dreamlight Images in the People's Tech channel. So please subscribe to the channel. You will get notifications for new videos when they come out, or for the other times when I will go live. My plan is to do one of these every week if I can. So I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Ciao.